Can you hear me now? Okay, this is not a mobile network commercial. It's 2014. We live in the future. We live in the future. That seems a little amazing. It is now more affordable to keep your data than it is to throw it to throw it away. That has far-reaching implications. We live in the future. We have almost all of human knowledge in a format where almost everyone can get to it cheaply. All of human knowledge and all of human knowledge and all of human knowledge. If someone from the 1950s suddenly appeared today, what would be the most difficult thing to explain to them? Here's the answer. I possess a device in my pocket that is capable of accessing the entirety of information known to man. I use it to look at pictures of cats and get in arguments with strangers. This is the world we live in. This is the world we live in. The point is that data is increasing at an exponential rate. At an exponential rate. And we'd better figure out what the heck we want to do with it. There is huge opportunity to use data as a tool. The tool for understanding things about the world that we did not otherwise have a means to understand. It is a deep rabbit hole. We have to address the big data question. How big is it? How big it has to be big. How big it has to be big. How big it has to be. How big it has to be. How big it has to be big. How big is it? Big data is a technical solution to a human problem, and that is our inability to pay attention to things for very long. Pay attention to things for very long. Big data is data made useful. It means we can ask a question of the data and get the answer back before we forgot why we asked the question in the first place. One of my favorites, New York City, took the city's data and tried to use it to improve the city. And one of the problems they addressed was ambulance response times. You have to ask the right questions. Through a bunch of very simple data-based interventions, they actually reduced ambulance response times in New York by around a minute. They are saving lives just from looking at the data. This is the world we live in. We live in the future.